Hey there, happy Friday! Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. We are going to finish up our little alligator today, so we are working on the ABC Stitch Along. We're going to go through the whole alphabet this year. The first full week and the second full week of each month we'll be working on 2 letters, so we'll get through the whole alphabet in about 12 months, so it's happening. So we're starting with letter A, and we're gonna finish tonight, so I'm excited. All right, you guys, let's get embroidering. Okay, so here we are. All right, I'm gonna zoom you on down, scoot you guys over. Okay, there we are. All right, so this is where we left off last night. We actually got pretty far. We finished the 2 birds. So the birds we did first last night, and then we started the satin stitch for the letters, and we've already kind of marked out the direction that we want to go with our satin stitches. So I'm gonna put floss at each one of these kind of markers, and might even add some more, and then we're gonna just kind of fill in the gaps in between those. So I gotta get a whole new piece of thread here, so let's get going with that. Oh, I was taking photos of these today, but someone asked a couple of nights ago when we were gonna get more of our scissors sheaths in, and they came that day. So I got them all listed again this morning, and we have a new color this time too. It's this kind of dusty lilac color, so that's a new one. Otherwise, it's all of the other ones that we have back in there. But I wanted to share. They've just been sitting here looking cute because I took photos of them this morning. But anyway, that's my show and tell for the day. I think they look really cute with all the colorful scissors. All right, I'm going to cut. Oh, I need to actually get one out of here. Let's use blue because this is the color that matches this floss. So I'm going to cut my 24 inches. All right, let's split our floss again, pulling out one strand at a time. 1. Zoop. And zoop. Okay, 3. So traditionally, satin stitch is really done with 1 strand. Then you can get all perfectly lying strands that are right next to each other, making it extra satiny and shiny, the finish of it all. But we're doing 3, so it's probably not quite as shiny and smooth as it ultimately could be, but I'm okay with that. It's fine. A is for alligator, exactly. So next week we'll be starting the butterfly. So letter B. And we talked about doing, and I think we'll still do this, we talked about doing some color shading of it. So here's letter B, so we'll start this next week. But we're going to do some coloring in of it beforehand, I think. So like how I've tinted this with some color, so like the cardinal's red, and we got a little bit of blue in here. That was just done with colored pencils. So, and it can be whatever color pencils you have. So for starting this next week, what you'll need on Monday to do the color tinting, like if you have the pattern and everything, you could trace your pattern if you haven't traced it yet. Otherwise, we have the iron-on transfer. That's how I think we'll be transferring this on Monday. And then we're going to color it in with colored pencil or crayon. So if you have crayons or colored pencils, whatever color pencils, grab those for Monday. If you want to do this, I mean, if you want to do that color tinting, you don't have to. You can play around on a little extra piece of paper if you wanted to give it, or a piece of fabric if you wanted to give it a try. But besides that, we'll need an iron and a couple paper towels, especially if we do the color. Once we're done with the color, we're going to want to press it with the paper towels. All right. So that is next week. All right, I'm going to weave in the end. I think we'll start same way. I think I'll start at the top and work my way down. I think I'm going to go from right to left, though. All the other ones were left to right. Like this one, we started left to right. But I think I'm going to go right to left because then when I get up here, when I go right to left, I can go straight down into these stitches, and that'll be a whole lot easier than coming up. Oh, yes, so I do, Druid, I am here every weeknight, Monday through Friday, and I have been popping in every once in a while on the weekends too, but Monday through Friday, I'm here at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, so I just started. So we're just starting tonight. So I'm here for an hour, 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central. I'm in Minnesota here. And yes, so I'm on every day, all month long, forever. I've been doing this for God, it's probably been about 6 years now that I've been going live almost every night here, doing crafty stuff. We are heavily doing embroidery this year, just because, my company does embroidery kits, so we make embroidery kits. But this is a Stitch Along that we're starting this year. These are patterns that I made about 10 years ago. This is like the start of my company, was this whole alphabet. And so we've never done a Stitch Along for it. So we're going to do that this year. And I'm going to sew it into a quilt. We're going to use the quilt as you go method to sew it into quilts. I'll have more info on that over the next couple weeks. But this is our first one of the year. Letter A, we're going to go in order. I have the whole alphabet. But yes, and then we do other stuff too, like we've done tatting on here, and lots of quilting, and I would like to do a granny square crochet project, because we have done a granny square quilt. We're still working on it, which is supposed to look like granny square crochet, and that would be kind of fun. So I want to do that yet. But yep, so the first full week of our calendar this year is the first full week of the month. We're going to be doing a letter. And then the second full week, we will be doing the letter that comes after. We're going to go in order. So in this case, it's A, and then next week will be B. The third week, we're going to be working on our embroidery of the month. So we have a new embroidery every month. This month, for February, it's our catnap under the jade. So that's this guy right here. So we'll be stitching that up the week after next. And then the last week is kind of going to be our free week. We've been working on a quilt, long term, called the Splendid Sampler 2. And we'll be ticking away on the different blocks for that. But we'll also be leaving that last week and then any other days of the month open to do whatever fun project we want. For January, the last week, we did some darning. I got some speed weave darning looms, basically. And we did some darning. We did a bunch of tatting. And whatever. I'm up for whatever. We've done punch needle here before. Oh, knitting. We just, I'm not wearing that sweater now. I wore my other heavy sweater today, but we just knit cuffs onto an old sweater. That was kind of fun. I hadn't picked up knitting, or I haven't done knitting in a while, so that felt really good. Oh, Amy says, I made an atypical granny square. One square just kept adding no separating squares. So I've done that once before, but in a circle. So it was I actually made it for the purpose of, we had these old stools, and I wanted to make just covers for the stools, and the stool was round, like a padded round stool. And I started with a granny square style circle, I guess. I think I must have Googled it, how to do that. And then, yeah, just kept making it bigger and bigger, and then somehow made the sides go down. Oh, I just didn't increase anymore. I bet you that looks fun. Did you do like a whole Afghan or something? Like a big blanket? That'd be probably the most relaxing way to do it. Just keep like making it bigger and bigger. Then you don't have to join all those squares when you're done. Ooh, Druid's doing a crochet project at the moment. What kind of crochet project? And just FYI, I'm also on Facebook and YouTube right now, so I try and I'm trying to answer and look at comments from all the places. I do try and say what the person is asking before just answering it. If I stop doing that, or if you catch me like not knowing, like not hearing, like me not reading the question or something, let me know. I'm trying to actively do that, but I think sometimes I forget. Oh dang, Amy says I started following you on Periscope a long time ago. We still call it scope sometimes, like, oh, I gotta get ready for my scope this evening. I think if I said that now, no one would know what the heck I'm talking about. Except you, Amy, you would know. And I think there's a few other people here who've been watching since I was scoping. That was before Facebook Live existed. That was the only, it only existed for like famous people. So that was before I was allowed to, that was like the first of live streaming, really. Do you stitch outside the printed line? Yeah, Crafty Jam is asking, do I stitch outside the printed line to keep it from showing? I'll get kind of close here. I'm kind of like just outside the line. Just kind of on the line, but I am thinking that, oh yeah, I gotta like include that line in. So I am kind of, it's kind of on the line, but like edged, you know, to the outside of it. Because yeah, I am trying to cover up that line a bit. There's that last little one. I stitched all these little guideposts in first because I want to keep these stitches as parallel to each other as I can, and I can already tell I veered a little bit here. But now I'm kind of correcting it as I keep going. So stitching those all beforehand and making sure they're all nice and parallel, it just helps me to fill in the gaps. Oh, Druid is stitching or crocheting a hat. Ooh, a hat and scarf set. Ooh, with vines and flowers. Ooh, pretty. Oh, big Druid vibes. LOL. Oh, fun. Ugh, that sounds amazing. I love crochet. You can get so sculptural with it, and you just can kind of go in whatever direction you want. It's just a little bit more free, I think, than knitting. At least my level of knitting. That seems like more like controlled, and crochet you can just kind of sculpt with it a little bit more. Oh, Amy, yeah, I'd love to see Amy is making that, or made that granny square that just keeps bigger and bigger into, did you say an Afghan? I think I missed that part. But yeah, I'd love to see it. We do have just for people that don't know, we have the Penguin and Fish Crafters group on Facebook, where if you want to share what you're working on, no matter what craft it is, or even not a craft, that's a place to share. Oh, I missed that, Robin. Sent a link. I'll have to look that up when we're done here. Oh, where did I get Crafty Jam? Crafty Jam is asking where we got the name from. I guess I haven't told that story in a long time here. So, Penguin and Fish the name comes from an animation I did in college. So I went to art school, and I was sort of like jack of all trades there. I just wanted to suck in everything, like take every course on every different topic I could or whatever. So I actually did a lot of animation classes. It'd be fun to do more animation again. But one of my animations I did was called The Penguin and the Fish. It was done all in cut paper that I scanned in and then animated in this program called Adobe After Effects. It was my way to basically kind of learn After Effects. But anyway, it was about a penguin and fish who meet and fall in love and hang out together and everything, but then the fish has to migrate away for the summer or winter or whatever. And then, the penguin is sad, but they end up keeping in touch through email. I think this is even before, like, texting. Like, literally, this is before texting was a thing. Like, I think, cell phones, that must have existed, right? I'm not that old. Ugh, maybe I am. But, email was the primary form of communication, I think. Anyway, that's the story. Loosely based on my husband and me. We went to college at the same time, and he graduated before me, so he wasn't at the school anymore, even though he was still in town. Anyway, so that's kind of what it's about. And now he's, my husband now, so kind of fit for our little company name, Penguin and Fish. I actually never finished it, the animation. I posted what I have on my YouTube page. I wonder how long it is. I wonder if it's got to be shorter than 3 minutes. I should download it and put it on TikTok here. It'd be kind of fun. There's crap tons of copywritten music though on it. We just took stuff from CDs and stuff. How did we even do that? We had to get them off the CD somehow. We must have just been able to start doing that with computers. Oh my god. Yeah, extracting audio and whatever. And so anyway, it's totally super duper copywritten, but it was a student project too, so I think I got by with it. Texting started, Amy says texting started in the late 90s, I think around 2000. I think I graduated college in 2002, and I was late to the game for texting. I remember that. Because we liked holding on to the old phones. I wasn't buying all the new, fresh phones all the time, so I did not have texting right away. And then you had to buy a plan, and texting at the time was you had to pay by text. So every text you sent was a couple cents or something. So, or you had to buy a certain plan, and I'm not gonna get a extra plan to just have texting or whatever. I'm sure it was some scenario like that. So the penguin and fish emailed each other. All right, we made it to the top here. I think I have enough thread to do this little middle area, so I'm just gonna kind of go behind my stitches, just kind of get my way down there. There we are. And let's put some of our little guideposts in again. Yeah, I am just going slightly on the outer edge of my line. Right now I'm just going over those pencil lines that we marked off. So I'd have parallel stitches. Alright, I think I'm going to just work my way to this side. So we did do it that funny way where we did it a line coming down and another line coming down where you can see the little points, and now I'm going in a different direction. We could have just done horizontal all the way across and all the way up to the top, but I drew that out yesterday. We could have gone all horizontal, we could have gone all vertical, but we broke it up so it had like little, you could see all the little parts of the letter, kind of. So whatever variation you do is totally works. Isn't that why, like with texting and with all, stuff, why everyone does just like, where LOL started and all the abbreviated way of texting and stuff? Isn't that because it was like you paid per text or you paid per something, so it all had to be like short? There's a reason that that everything's abbreviated like that. We're kind of getting some little stitches in here so we get this kind of angle happening. Alright, I'm going to jump back to where we started here and go the other direction. I'm going to have just enough thread for this, I think. So I can tell now this last stitch I did, it's sort of leaning this way a little bit. So I'm going to go a little bit wider on the bottom and a little bit tighter on the top, like closer to the last stitch on the top and farther away on the bottom. And that should sort of correct it. And yeah, there we are. The floss is wide enough that it'll cover up that space still, and it straightened me out a little. Wasn't a text limited to 140 characters. I know that's how Twitter started. Is Twitter still limited to 140 characters? Oh my god, I haven't been on Twitter forever. Isn't that horrible? I know Twitter is like gigantic again. Yeah, I know Twitter was short like that, but it had something, yeah, maybe texts were too. There was something about having to pay per something with texts that made it, good to abbreviate things. Oh, yes. Amy says, used to have to punch a number 3 times to get to the right letter. Oh, God. And then keyboard phones. Yep, and then touch screens. Yep, that's right. Like where, like the number 1 was like ABC or something. And then, you had to click. Oh, God. How annoying. Crafty Jam says, you had to tell your friends not to text you. You were charged even if you didn't read the text. Yep. Oh, God. It's funny. So, like, it's just, I'm just reminded of those videos that they, I don't know, there's that one video that was going around where, like, someone had a rotary phone, and they said to the kids, like, how do you like dial number on this rotary phone? And they couldn't figure it out at all. And I'm thinking that's what text messaging would be now, like with clicking all the numbers to get to the right letter. Oh, God, that like hurts me to think about it. What a pain. All right. We have letter A, the first letter A done, and I have just enough thread to comfortably tuck it in, to weave it in here. Whoop, and I'm gonna lose it. Ugh, good. And I'll have to get another piece. Oh, we have our second half of the piece for this small letter A. I think that guy will take a little bit of time, but I think we have it tonight. Looking cute. So maybe with the letter B, instead of for next month, maybe instead of, since we're gonna like color some stuff in, maybe we color in the letters and we just like outline it versus filling it all in. So like maybe we're just like try some things with this one a little bit more. All right, here's my second piece here. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, see, I'm contemplating, do I want to start with an away knot? So there's no jumping, or do I just want to weave it in here and jump over? And I think I'm going to start with an away knot. I think I'm going to be picky here. All right, so I'm going to, let's see, what should we do first? Should we do around this guy? No, I think we're gonna go with this first, because we're gonna end up with these horizontal stitches here, and if we do like start vertical when we go around here, then the vertical stitch will cover up all the little ends of the horizontal stitches. So yeah, so I think that's gonna be good. So I'm gonna start. Let's start here, and I'll put in like all of the guideposts, and then we'll work our way back up. I think that'll work. And I am going to start with an away knot, so let's just start over here. Okay, let's, I guess left to right is fine. It'll turn out to be right to left on this side. So I'm just going around. So now this is this satin stitch will be a little different. We'll see how it goes, because we're doing it at an angle, so we're gonna have to like go like in a fan direction almost, like we're gonna have to on purpose tilt our stitches as we go, and we may have to add some extra ones to fill in the blanks. So we'll see how that goes. We're just gonna have to really stuff them in, I think. So again, I'm going over those pencil marks that we made already. I think that was an easy way to do it. I'll probably add a few more down here. I think the more of these like little guideposts you have, the easier it is to just like fill in the blanks. So I think I'm gonna skip that one pencil one and just add a couple more. Yeah, I'll add one more, and then we'll make it all the way to the bottom. Yep, and bottom one. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back up and fill in all of this side. So I'm gonna start from the right. So I'll always start like on the outer edge in this case. Ooh, I think this is gonna suck up a lot of thread too going around here. So we're doing the easy part first, just the straight horizontal part. This will be like our warm up for that other part of the A that goes around there. I remember, so I'm still like hung up on that texting where you have to press the number like 3 times or like to get to the right letter. A news story, like for some reason this sticks in my head, and I think it was with like a phone like that where it's like you punch the thing in the number like whatever number of times to get the correct letter. I think I remember a news story of like this girl in Japan is writing a whole novel by texting, and it was that like hitting each letter or hitting each number, you know, however many times to get the right letter. And I'm like, oh my God, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard. And for some reason that just stuck in my head. Ugh, God. And then, you know, and of course she was super duper fast at it and everything. Crazy. Ooh, you guys, I went to the library today, so I I did, where you can go onto the website for your library and then find the book, and it's somewhere in the district or something, and then they bring it to your library. I mean, I'm in a city, so we got like a zillion hundred libraries, which is awesome, right? So we're part of, like, I think the Minneapolis library system, and there's like a zillion libraries. So as long as you're in that system, they'll find the book at whatever library it's at, and then they'll bring it to your library. So that's awesome. So anyway, I checked out like every tatting book that they had. And I'm actually still waiting on 2 more books, but one I only had like 1 day left to pick up, so I'm like, I better just go pick them up, and I had to run to the post office anyway today. So it was a field trip to the library today. So I got like 6 books or something on tatting, and then I also got a couple on bobbin lace, because we had been kind of talking about that, and that's been in the back of my head for a while. Like, that's where you have like just all those pins and the thread going around, and then you have all those like wooden bobbins, and people are just going and then they got like magic lace sitting there. So I got a couple books on that. I didn't really know what to expect or anything. One is just a reference book, so that wasn't very helpful. But the other one really, I think, kind of walks you through the process. So I'm kind of tempted to like putz around with that a little bit. It seems like it all seems logical. It's just about knowing the right technique and stuff, right? So anyway, I kind of want to give that a try. I'm kind of thinking, because, I don't have any bobbins or anything like that. But I'm kind of thinking, you really could just take a bunch of embroidery floss colors. Well, sort of, maybe. You could do some embroidery floss colors and just use that instead as your bobbins, I think. Ooh, yes, Cheryl says, I will post some tatting I've been doing on Facebook. Yes! I'm excited to get back into tatting again, because I want to, I want to make that little bag here, so I want to finish this little tatted piece. And we're getting there, like, we're so getting there. There's just, like, this tiny little, like, one more of these little clover leaves. Yeah, and a couple of chains after that, I think, just to connect to this one, and then that guy's done. So I want to, this is like my, turning this into a little bag sort of pile that's just sitting here. I don't know when that'll get done, but I want to do it. Oh, all right, so here I'm going to add some more guidelines. So I'm going to just only work on this section here. I'm going to start by putting another guide post in there, just like right in the middle. Kind of divide that in half. I think I'm going to actually keep going. I'm going to keep kind of dividing that section in half. I'm pretty twisted here. That seems funny. All right, so I think this is going to work fine. I'm just going to put one underneath. So for this one, I'm just making a bunch of tight stitches. Like, my stitches are just closer on this side than on the outer edge. We may need to do just some short stitches to fill in the gaps. Like here, maybe I don't have to go all the way to the end. I can just go almost all the way. And I think, yeah, that will just fill in the shape just a little bit. It's kind of almost like a short and long stitch. I don't know if, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe I should just try and stuff them in. Like maybe I'll go in the middle again here. I'm going to be out of floss soon. I think I can stuff one in here, and this will be enough. Hello, Crafty Queen just popped in. All right, that looks decent enough. I think that's fine. It's clean enough. I think like with one strand, if I was doing one strand, we'd be able to do a little bit better job, but I think it's totally acceptable. It's at 80%, right? That's what I'm shooting for, 80% good. All right, I'm just having it again, and then right here, filling in those gaps. And I think that's enough. It's enough to fill that gap. I was thinking I'd have to put a few more stitches on the outside, but this is working just fine. Yeah, that's good. All right, I'm going to half this one, and I think we'll put a stitch around each side, and that part will be done. I think I'll have just enough floss to kind of make it to the end of this, top part of the letter A. Oh, Natalie, absolutely. Natalie says, this is super cute. Thank you so much. I just saw your TikTok on it. Can we still join in? I mean, absolutely. So this is going to be a whole year that we're working on this. So there is plenty of time to catch up, and we're only on letter A. We are going in order. So this is our first week of it. We're going to be working on it the first and second week of each month, like the first full week. So if the month starts on a Friday, then we won't start it till the week after that. But the first 2 full weeks of the month will be stitching letters. So there's definitely time to jump in. I'm also going to be sewing it into a quilt, which you're welcome to do as well. Although some ideas have been going by for sewing into a fabric book and stuff too, and I'd love to do something like that as well, so I might have to end up doing more than one. We'll see, because I really like that book idea. But yeah, so plenty of time. The patterns and our special bundles for this, and the individual patterns and individual digital patterns will be available forever. The link, and there's links over on my profile for those. But yep. And and then I'm here every night, every evening, Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central. So we'll be starting letter B on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to play around a little bit with the letter B. We're going to actually color it in with some colored pencils and crayons. It's a technique called color tinting. And so here is, again, letter B. So we'll be starting this next week. And the color tinting is kind of like this. So you can do it with just any colored pencil or crayon, and we are going to be just playing around. This was brought up, the idea of coloring in an embroidery. It was brought up last week or sometime during this week or something, and I'm like, oh, that'd be fun to do again. So we're going to try it out with this letter B, butterfly. But, you don't have to do that. But there's lots of letters, so we figured, we can try a bunch of different fun things with these. They don't all have to be exactly like this, but you totally could. I mean, if I was just making a whole set of these, I'd probably do them all the same. But I like the idea of I can be the tester for you, or if you want to try it on another project or something, or if you want to play around with it all for this project too. Anyway, for this fun little auction, we're going to auction off the quilt. I think all the blocks can be a little bit different for that. Are you doing that to the wings? The wings here? Yep. With the wings. So for the butterfly, sorry, are you talking about the butterfly doing the color tinting? Yeah, exactly. So I would love to. I think I want to maybe color tint the letters instead of stitching it in, and I would love to add a little edge of green. We could maybe even add I don't know, little segments to, or maybe we could put little legs on it, maybe maybe that's too much, but at least just kind of tinting the edges a little bit with some green maybe. And yeah, I'd love to add some color to the wings. Actually, we could do more than just color tint. We could add like some swirls, like a background pattern almost. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, we'll just play around. So whatever ideas we come up with next week for that, yeah, we'll do that. So that'll probably be day 1 as well. So we'll be doing that on Monday, and then we can keep going with the stitching after that. Oh, currently Celeste says, yes, that would make it really special. Can't wait. Yeah, I think that'll be super fun. We just got talking about it. Maybe you're here for that, like earlier in the week, and I'm like, yeah, we haven't done that in a long time. I'll find that piece that we did that with, and that was that tweet house pattern. Gosh, we probably did that like 2 years ago. It's been a long time. Sheesh. Long time for that. Oh, I think we brought it up again when we did our hummingbird embroidery. I think I have a little, we played around with that a little bit. For that again, it came up then. All right, I'm going to weave in the end, and I have this away knot here. I'm going to weave that into. Then I need to get a whole new thing of floss for the rest. And dang, this is going to take our whole time tonight, which I sort of expected. I thought, maybe we'd get this done quick, but man, it is Satin Stitch, and that does take some time. So it was a good thing that we got a little ahead of the game last night. Like, we stitched one whole row last night, or one, part of the letter A, and that was a good thing, because I don't think we would have gotten done. Marsha's asking, will it be washable with the colored pencils? So I might do a test. I do have now that hummingbird thing. I know I did a little one of that. Theoretically, after you press it, the pigment should like be in the fabric pretty well, but yeah, I'm not sure I've ever washed it to make sure. So maybe I'll give that a try before Monday. Maybe I'll wash that little one that we did for the hummingbird and see what it looks like. Maybe I'll like take photos and stuff. All right, so let's grab a little bit more blue here. There we are. And I'm just going to get my full, like, 24 inches or so again. Ugh, I'm making a pile of knots here. I think I pulled from the wrong end. All right. We're going to run through that blue pretty quick. Grab our 3 strands. Ugh, I think that's 2 strands. Yeah. One, 2. Zoop. 3. All right, let's try and get the rest of this letter A done. Matching up my threads. Oh, they're everywhere. It's night. There we are. Just going to snip the ends to line those up a little better. And needle, there you are. Okay. All right, so I'm going to weave in the end, and let's see. Let's start at the bottom by putting in our markers, and then I'll come around from the top and go down. Let's do that. Do it that way. Not that it matters which way. I could have gone the other way too, but that just felt a little nicer. Oh, Linda says, I've heard soaking in salt water, ooh, will set the color, then heat with the iron. Interesting. So would you do that after you've embroidered it then too? Like, would you? Because in my head, you'd color it. You'd like transfer the design, then you'd color it with the colored pencil, and then you'd set it with the iron and like some paper towels that'll get like some of the wax and stuff out, and then you'd stitch it. So at that point, would you put it in salt water to set it and then heat it? I'm gonna have to do some Google searching on this. I think that'd be a good to test. All right, what did I say? Starting at the bottom. All right, so I'm gonna put a stitch. Yeah, we'll go outside to inside. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Start right here. So we're kind of covering all those, the edges of those horizontal stitches, which is nice. Ooh, and for those of you, I know someone mentioned earlier in the week, like if they didn't want to do work on this alphabet, like they didn't want to do something that was, I don't know, as like kid-like or something for like a kid or a baby sort of thing. Would there be something else to stitch? And I do have a really fun like mini collection coming up, so. I will definitely announce when that's coming, but I'm excited about it. I'm super duper excited about it. It's gonna be pretty and fun. So we'll have that coming up here soon too. There we go. Made the rounds. Now I'm gonna fill in these gaps. So this one is pretty close to the next one, but after I get to that post, this next one, I'm going to have to divide up quite a bit. That's quite a different angle, I think. I'm going to get 2 more in this spot. Okay. Yeah, and now here this one needs another little guidepost. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And this will do it for this spot. I'm going to keep rotating the piece. That'll be a little bit easier for me. I'm going to go in the center here again. And one little more on this side. Definitely a lot of work to fill in all of these letters with satin stitches. So I think we'll definitely be playing around a little bit versus doing the satin stitch each time. Especially if for the butterfly, if we spend a whole day coloring it in and stuff too, then we'll have like one day less for all the satin stitching. And it took me this whole time to just do these letter A's. So I think just some color tinting with an outline might work. And we can do other sort of fill stitches. Like we can fill it in with like chain stitches. That's really pretty to use as a fill. So there's other options. We could just fill it in with French knots one of these times. That'd be kind of fun. One of these for sure we'll have to just fill in with French knots. That'd be fun. There we are. Okay, looking good. Oops, lost my needle. All right, I'm gonna definitely split up this section quite a few times. Ooh, you guys, I'm going to be on location again for a couple of the days next week. So I'll be visiting my parents at their house, weather pending. Everything's weather pending these days. But that'll be butterfly stitching time, so I'll be there stitching for some of it. Ooh, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be on. Oh, so for that, I'll probably be on TikTok and YouTube because I can't do the. Like right now. I'm like YouTube and Facebook stream is the same right now. But I can, when I'm on location, I can only do one phone for each. So I have two phones for this. So. And I don't think I can do Facebook very easily. So it'll be YouTube and TikTok probably. I'll have to remember I need 2 tripods. It's crazy. All this streaming setup stuff. But yeah, so that'll just be Wednesday through Friday next week. The embroidery of the month, I'll be back here and streaming everywhere again. Ooh, the F1 with French knots. T-Bird, I love that idea. That'd be an easy one too. Or like just like nice straight lines and stuff. I don't know why that'd make it easier, but yeah, I like that idea. What letter is... Oh, the fox. The fox is letter F. Now I gotta peek. Yeah, so this is letter F. Oh, that'd be cute. A bunch of little French knots. Fun, yeah. I like that idea. Let's see, when would that be? So we're in February. A, B, March would be C, D, April would be E and F. So in April, it's crazy to think like, I mean, that, you know, the reason, I think this is why I haven't done this project ever live yet, is just because I couldn't quite figure out the scheduling of it. Like why I haven't done this as a stitch along yet. Because I didn't want to do just one a month, because then there's 26 letters. We would be doing this for like 2+ years. And I'm like, oh my God, can I commit to doing a stitch along that's that long? Even though we've been working on the Splendid Sampler and some of these quilts for like 2 years, but still. It seemed like too big of a commitment, so that's why we're kind of cramming it all into 1 year. That's why we're doing 2 a month, which is a lot of embroidery. Like we're heavy on the embroidery, but it was either that or this turns into a 2-year plus project, and that hurt my brain.